Hey guys, welcome back. In my previous session, I discussed about digestion of food. The link is provided in the description. You can watch it for the details. Today, I'll be discussing about the topic absorption of digested products. This is from the chapter Digestion and Absorption from class 11 biology. Let's start with today's topic. The end products of digestion pass through the intestinal mucosa into the blood or lymph. This process is called absorption. I repeat this again. The end products of digestion pass through the intestinal mucosa into the blood or lymph. This is absorption. Here, the end products of digestion can be glucose, fructose, amino acids, fatty acids, glycerol. These are different end products of digestion. And here, intestinal mucosa is the innermost layer in the wall of the alimentary canal. So, the end products of digestion, they are passing through this intestinal mucosa into blood or lymph. This is absorption and it is carried out by passive, active or facilitated transport mechanisms. So these are the different mechanisms. Let's discuss about these mechanisms in detail. Simple diffusion. The spontaneous movement of molecules from their higher concentration to lower concentration is called simple diffusion. This depends upon the concentration gradients, the differences in the concentration of molecules on either side of the membrane. Here, glucose, amino acids and chloride ions, they are moving from their higher concentration to lower concentration. So this is a mechanism how they can be absorbed. Next, water absorption. Osmosis. Osmosis is nothing but the movement of water molecules, solvent molecules from their higher concentration to their lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane. So here water molecules are transported from higher water concentration to lower water concentration through semi-permeable membrane. So this is osmosis. It depends upon osmotic gradients, the differences in the concentration of water molecules. This is how water absorption occurs. Facilitated transport. In this mechanism, again, the molecules are transported from their higher concentration to lower concentration with the help of carrier proteins. Carrier proteins are present in the membrane. The molecules that are to be transported, they bind with the carrier proteins. The carrier proteins change their orientation and transport the molecules to the other side of the membrane. So this is how facilitated transport occurs. So this is also from higher concentration to lower concentration. Energy is not required. Examples, glucose and amino acids can be transported by this mechanism. Moving to the next, active transport. Active transport occurs against the concentration gradient. Against the concentration gradient means from low concentration to higher concentration, the molecules are moving, and for this energy is required. Example, amino acids, glucose, electrolytes like sodium ions, they are transported from their low concentration to higher concentration by using energy. This is what we call active transport. So these are the different mechanisms of transport, and they are absorbed into the blood by these mechanisms. Okay, moving to the next, fatty acids and glycerol being insoluble cannot be absorbed into the blood. These fatty acids and glycerol, they are first of all incorporated into small droplets called micelles. These micelles are lipid molecules that are arranged themselves in a spherical form in aqueous solutions. Important concept. I repeat it again. Fatty acids and glycerol, they are incorporated into small droplets called micelles. These micelles are the lipid molecules that are arranged themselves in a spherical form in aqueous solutions. Now, these micelles reach the intestinal mucosa and they are reformed into chylomicrons. Chylomicrons are very small protein coated fat globules. I repeat this again, very important. Chylomicrons are very small protein coated fat globules. These chylomicrons are absorbed by lacteals. Lacteals are the lymphatic vessels. These lacteals ultimately release the absorbed substances into the bloodstream. Here, the lacteals release the absorbed substances like fatty acids and glycerol into the bloodstream ultimately. Now, moving to the next, here is a summary. Absorption in different parts of digestive system. In mouth, oral cavity, certain drugs are absorbed. The drugs coming in contact with mucosa of mouth and lower side of the tongue are absorbed into the blood capillaries lining them. Moving to the next, absorption of water, simple sugars and alcohol takes place in stomach. And the other one, the final products of digestion such as glucose, fructose, fatty acids, glycerol and amino acids are absorbed through the mucosa into the bloodstream and lymph. This is in small intestine. Moving to the last, large intestine. Absorption of water, some minerals and drugs take place in large intestine. So this is the summary of absorption of different nutrients, drugs, minerals in different parts of digestive system. Now, moving to the next, after absorption, the next step in the holozoic nutrition is assimilation. Here, the holozoic nutrition is animal-like nutrition. The different steps are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, egestion. I repeat the steps of holozoic nutrition once again: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Till now we discussed about absorption. Now let's discuss about assimilation. The absorbed nutrients reach different parts of the body, and in different tissues these nutrients are utilized for different activities. That process is called assimilation. It means absorbed nutrients are utilized in different parts of the body. That process is called assimilation. The digestive wastes are solidified into coherent feces in the rectum. Rectum is the last part of large intestine. Because of this, a neural reflex is initiated. I repeat this again. The digestive wastes, the undigested, unabsorbed wastes, they are solidified into coherent feces in the rectum, and this initiates a neural reflex, and this reflex action causes an urge or desire for the removal of feces. and the process of removal of the feces is called defecation. Egestion is the removal of feces from the body. This process is called defecation. Okay? It is a voluntary process. It occurs by mass peristaltic movement. Peristalsis is a wave-like movement seen in the alimentary canal. Okay, so this is about assimilation and egestion. This is all about the today's topic. Let's discuss some important questions from the topic that we have discussed today. First question: some substances like glucose and amino acids are absorbed with the help of carrier proteins. This mechanism is called, answer is facilitated transport. Remember, carrier proteins are involved in facilitated transport. Moving to the next, dash are very small protein coated fat globules that are transported into lacteals. The answer is chylomicrons. Chylomicrons are very small protein coated fat globules. Moving to the next, last question. Absorption of water, some minerals and drugs take place in. The answer is large intestine. This is all about today's session. For more videos, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. If you like the video, please share it with your friends. I'll be back with another session. Have a great day. Thank you all.